The Chase Trifecta is easily one of the most popular credit card setups out there, and for good reason. Imagine earning over $1,000 in cash back or travel rewards just by using your card for your everyday purchases. And the best part is, you don't need to be an expert with credit cards. It's a simple setup that anyone can learn to get value from, regardless of your experience with credit cards. And in this video, we'll take a deep dive into the cards that make up the Chase Trifecta, as well as what makes this a great credit card setup and some key things to consider. So getting into the first card, we have the Chase Freedom Unlimited. This card is probably the one that you start off with, as it's the simplest credit card in the setup to use. Currently, the Freedom Unlimited has a sign-up bonus of $200 after you spend $500 in the first 3 months. Plus, you'll be getting 5% cash back on all your gas station and grocery store purchases in the first year of having the card. And this is up to $12,000 worth of spending. Now, if you're new to Chase cards, you should know when Chase mentions earning cash back, in reality, you're actually earning ultimate reward points, which $1 in cash back is equal to 100 points, meaning that 1 cent is equal to 1 point. So that $200 bonus that you're getting will end up being 20,000 Chase ultimate reward points. And you can use and combine these points with other Chase cards to get even more value from your points for travel and take advantage of other card benefits. But now that we know that cash back comes in the form of points, that's what I'll be referring to rather than percentages. So when we look at the Freedom Unlimited cashback earnings, you get 5% back, which is 5x points per dollar on travel that you purchase through Chase Ultimate Rewards, 3x points per dollar on dining and takeout, 3x points per dollar at drugstores, and then 1.5x points per dollar on all other purchases. And this 1.5x is key, since this card would serve as your catch-all card, which is a card that you'd use for any other spending that doesn't fall under a higher points earning category. That 1.5x points everywhere that the Freedom Unlimited gets you is better than the 1x points you'd be getting from not just the other cards in this trifecta, but also many other credit cards in the market. You're also going to be getting some partner benefits with DoorDash and Instacart Plus, along with cash back on Lyft rides. And while this card isn't loaded with benefits, you do have a few different purchase protections and travel coverages that are pretty good, but it'll get better with the higher tier cards. And the second credit card that makes up the Chase Trifecta is going to be the Chase Freedom Flex card. Overall, this card is pretty similar to the Freedom Unlimited card, but there's a few small differences. So currently, the Freedom Flex is going to give you the same sign-up offer that we saw on the Unlimited card, with the $200 bonus after spending $500 in the first 3 months, as well as that bonus for 5% back on groceries and gas stations for the first year. And for the earnings, you're going to get that same 5x points per dollar on travel that you booked through Chase, 3x points per dollar on dining, 3x points per dollar on drugstores, and then for everything else, you're only going to be getting 1x points per dollar. So you can see it's pretty close to the Unlimited card, but the best part of the Freedom Flex is that you're going to earn 5x points per dollar on rotating quarterly categories, which every 3 months, Chase is going to have different spending categories to earn this 5% back on, up to $1,500 of spending per quarter. Meaning if you're maxing this out every quarter, that would be 7,500 points a quarter and 30,000 points a year, which would be $300 in cash back, or even more value when redeemed for travel with the Chase Trifecta. One thing you do need to stay on top of is making sure you activate this 5% bonus for each quarter. But it's probably a good idea to set a calendar reminder to remind you when it's that time again to activate a new category, so you don't risk forgetting about it. And to give you an example, the current categories for Q1 of 2024 are grocery stores, fitness clubs, and self-care and spa services. While last year you had things like grocery stores, Amazon, gas stations, PayPal purchases, and more, which should give you a better idea of what to expect. The Freedom Flex also has no annual fee, and for other benefits, they're just about the same as the Freedom Unlimited, except that the Flex card has cell phone protection, which covers you for theft or damage, and you'll just need to pay your phone bill with the card to have the coverage. So while the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Freedom Flex card together will only make this more of a cashback focused setup, the third piece to this trifecta is key, since it'll let you get more value from the benefits as well as from your points. And that leads us to the third card in the Chase Trifecta setup, which is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, unlike the Freedom cards, this card does come with an annual fee of $95, which isn't too bad considering the amount of value that this card can get you and the fact that there's a credit to help with that annual fee. So currently, the Sapphire Preferred has a sign-up bonus of 60,000 points after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months, and these are the same Chase Ultimate reward points that you earn with the Freedom Unlimited and on the Freedom Flex card. And the piece that really puts this setup together is that Chase allows you to combine the points that you earn from these different card accounts all into one. So that sign-up bonus that I mentioned for 60,000 Chase points would be worth $600 for cash back, which comes out to a value of 1 cent per point. But one benefit with the Sapphire Preferred is that you get 25% more value from your Chase points if you redeem your points for travel in the Chase Travel Portal. So instead of $600 worth of travel, that becomes worth $750, meaning you're getting 1.25 cents per point in value instead of that 1 cent per point in value that you'd get from cash back. A great thing about this setup is that you have the flexibility to get good value for cash back or travel. And not to mention, the Sapphire Preferred gives you access to Chase's travel partners, which many would argue are the best. And this is where you can transfer out your points to a partner program and get even more value than the travel portal. But getting into more benefits of this card, you're going to get an annual $50 hotel credit for your hotel stays that you book through the Chase portal. And this is the credit that I mentioned that would help lower that annual cost fee and give you an effective annual fee of just $45. For points earnings, the Sapphire Preferred gets you 5x points per dollar on travel that you book through Chase, 2x points on any other travel that you book outside of Chase, 3x points per dollar on dining, 3x on online groceries, 3x on streaming services, and then 1x points per dollar on any other purchases. The Sapphire card in the setup is really being utilized more for the travel-related features like the 25% points bonus, transfer partner programs, 2x on travel purchases, and other travel benefits and coverages, including things like primary rental car coverage, baggage delay insurance, and trip delay reimbursement. And not to forget, no foreign transaction fees, which is also something to consider since the 2 Freedom cards will have a 3% transaction fee. Now, there's one other thing that has no transaction fee at all, and that's to simply tap that like button and subscribe to help support the channel. All right, so there's also another option that you can take, but it's going to cost you quite a bit more. And rather than having the Sapphire Preferred, you can get the Sapphire Reserve card, which comes with an annual fee of $550 a year. For the sign-up bonus, you're getting the same as the Preferred, 60,000 points after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. But there's a nice difference here, and it's that the Reserve also has a points boost, but it's for 50%. So that 60,000 points bonus is going to be worth $900 towards travel that you book through the Chase portal, giving you a 1.5 cent per point in value. Compared to the Preferred, this is a nice increase in value for someone that would be using the travel portal as their primary way to book travel. But if you're transferring points out to partner programs, since the travel partners are the same, so is the value. For the points earnings, you get 5x points per dollar on flights that you book through Chase, 10x points per dollar on hotels and rental cars with Chase, 3x on dining, 3x on travel, and then 1x on everything else. Then there's also a $300 annual travel credit that'll automatically be triggered for just about any travel purchases that you make with the card. This credit is nice because it effectively cuts down that annual fee cost to $250, and it's an easy credit to use since it's not restricted to the Chase portal and the fact that it's automatic. And for other benefits, you're going to have things like lounge access with a Priority Pass membership, a $100 credit for global entry and TSA PreCheck, luxury hotel and resort collection, and a wide variety of top-notch travel coverages, as well as some other protections and partner benefits. I think this is a solid travel card, but that doesn't take away the fact that it carries a bigger price tag. And for a majority of people, I think it's going to be better to go for that Sapphire Preferred card instead. In the worst case, if you decide later that you want the Reserve card and it makes sense for you, then you always have the option to upgrade after having the Preferred card for at least 1 year. Also, if you want to see a detailed comparison of the Sapphire Preferred and the Reserve card, I made a video that I'll link down below that you can check out after. So now that we know the cards that make up the trifecta and their benefits, What makes the Chase Trifecta a good setup to choose? Well, the first reason the setup is good is because Chase points offer flexibility at a great value. By that I mean Chase points still manage to have good value whether you decide to use them for cash back or for travel. To give you a better idea with reward points for some other issuers that I like to use, for example, like Capital One, you'd only be getting half of that value, meaning 0.5 cents per point for cash back, or even with Amex, you'd be getting 0.6 per point for cash back, so that's quite a big difference. Then in Chase's travel portal, you'd be able to get 1.25 cents per point for travel with the preferred card, or 1.5 cents per point with the reserve. And this is a great option, especially for beginners, since it's simple to book through the portal, and by doing so, you're still managing to get that increased value for redeeming those points for travel. Now, while this isn't going to be where you get the most value out of travel, since transferring out points to transfer partners is going to get you the most value out of all your options for redeeming your points, it's still nice to know that with either option, you're coming out ahead of that base level of 1 cent per point. The second reason is that the Chase Trifecta gets you nice sign-up bonuses that you can get multiple times. The spending requirements for the Chase bonus offers are very reasonable, and the combination of the 3 card bonuses together would net you 100,000 points, which doesn't even include what you've earned from spending. Right away, that's $1,000 for cash back, or $1,250 of travel in the portal with the preferred, or $1,500 with the reserve. And if you optimize on using Chase's travel partners, you can get as much as 2 or 3 cents per point, which would double or triple that amount to $2,500 to $3,000 worth of travel. To make it even better, with either of the Sapphire cards, after 48 months of receiving your sign-up bonus, you can be eligible for another sign-up bonus. And all that's required from you first is that you do not have another Sapphire card at the time of applying, meaning you would need to downgrade to a no annual fee Freedom card. And then second is that it's been 48 months from the time that you had gotten your last bonus, not the card, but the bonus. Another plus to this is if you downgrade to another Freedom Flex or OG Freedom card, you have the opportunity to double that 5x quarterly categories, since 2 cards would give you $3,000 worth of category spend on each quarter combined. The third reason is that it's a simple setup and each card plays its role, with the Freedom Unlimited card being your catch-all card that can get you 1.5x points per dollar on all other spending, and then the Freedom Flex gives you that nice 5x points on quarterly categories, and then last, the Sapphire cards, which allow you to get higher redemption value for your points for travel, along with the travel benefits and variety of coverages. Another reason is that Chase allows you to combine your points with your family members. So if you have a significant other or family member that has the same billing address as you, then you're able to combine your Chase points with them. This is a huge plus because then you'd be able to take advantage of even more sign-up bonuses, potential earnings, or higher redemptions and benefits than the other member's card. And the fifth is that the Chase Trifecta can be kept as a low-cost setup. I mean, if you think about it, you have the Freedom Unlimited and Flex card, which both have no annual fee. Then if you choose the lower fee Sapphire Preferred card, your total cost for the setup would be $95, and that's not even considering the $50 annual hotel credit to bring it down to $45. Compared to other issuer-focused setups, like the Amex Trifecta, which would cost you $695, this is a very cost-effective setup, especially for the flexibility and simplicity that comes with it. And you'd still be able to capitalize on getting more value from the portal than other card issuers would, as well as the same opportunity to get much more value through using transfer partners. All right, so while the Chase Trifecta can be a great setup, that doesn't mean it's perfect, as there are a couple downsides to consider. First being that Chase cards have a lot of categories that overlap each other. For example, looking at the Freedom cards and the Sapphire Preferred points earnings, you have the same 5x on travel for all 3, even though the Preferred is going to have an annual fee on it. Then dining and drugstores are the same 3x for all. Then you have a few other earnings that the Sapphire Preferred card gets you. But the point is that the biggest earning categories are pretty much the same except the rotating categories for the Flex card. And I think it would be much better if Chase had a big spend category like groceries, as well as some type of earnings for gas as well on one of the cards, or something to diversify it a bit more. Which leads me to the next point, that you have to manually activate the Freedom Flex rotating categories every quarter, because if you don't activate it before you start spending, you won't be getting the 5x back. I mentioned earlier, it's best to set up reminders if you can, but to be honest, it's still annoying to even have to do this. They could easily make this automatic, but you know it's more beneficial on Chase's side that we end up forgetting about it. This next one is the most well known and some would say is the worst, and that's Chase's 524 rule, which is basically an unofficial rule that if you've opened 5 or more personal credit card accounts in the last 24 months, then Chase will not approve your new application for any other credit cards. This is a really annoying one, but Chase has it in place to prevent people from churning their credit cards. So if you're planning on adding more cards in the future, it's definitely something that you want to keep in mind so you don't end up blocking yourself out of getting another Chase card for a period of time. However, the Chase Trifecta is a great card setup that's easy to get value from, regardless if you're someone that prefers travel or cash back while still offering a low cost. And while this is a great trifecta, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best for everyone, since each trifecta has its pros and cons, but it will depend on your lifestyle, spending, and goals. And if you already have some Chase cards, or you're looking to get a Chase credit card, and you want to be sure that you're getting the most value from your card, this video here will show you some hidden benefits and rules with Chase so you don't make the mistake of missing out on a lot of additional value. With that being said, thank you as always for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.